Ready? Every year, 42 million people die from this. That's 115,000 people every day. 3,700 every day in the United States alone. It's not heart attacks, cancer, AIDS, or guns. It's abortion. I was a little hesitant to speak on this subject, but I know my audience and I feel pretty comfortable with it. So, I have two goals. One, that people would realize that they're not voiceless. Your opinion does matter. I just saw a petition come across my desk the other day. Two, that any woman thinking about having an abortion would just really weigh it out and think about all the lives that you're affecting. I've heard a lot of stories, 100 stories about women who've done it and wish they could take it back, and it just haunts them forever. We've all heard the abortion speech 100 times from both sides, so I don't want to do the same old. I'm just going to go through some facts and then actually talk about the procedure itself, and I just want to do that because I don't think anybody could listen to what the procedure involves and still go through with that. I've heard all the pro-choice arguments before, but in my mind these women already made their choice a long time before they were pregnant, or found out they were pregnant. I know a lot of pro-choice people would say, but not every woman had their choice. You know, what about rape? What about the mother's health or the baby's health? So here's some facts. 95% of all abortions are performed as a means of birth control. That means these abortions are performed for any reason whatsoever, without any legal barriers at all. Here's some of those reasons. I want to postpone having a baby. I don't want any more kids. I can't afford a baby. It would disrupt my education or my career. My partner doesn't want me to have the baby. My parents don't want me to have a baby. That's just some of the reasons, the social reasons that abortions are performed. I really do think they had their chance, they made their choice. That's 95%. 1% of abortions are performed because of rape or incest. 1% because of fetal abnormalities, and 3% due to mother's health problems. I took all of these facts and statistics from the Planned Parenthood Federation of America, and they're the nation's largest provider and promoter of abortions. And I took my numbers from there so that I didn't seem biased in any way. Here's some more facts. At 22 days after conception, the baby's heart is already beating. At 6 weeks, brain waves can be measured. At 8 weeks, the stomach, liver, and kidneys are functioning. By now, babies also have fingerprints. At 9 weeks, they can feel pain. And after that 9-week mark, 700,000 abortions are performed in the United States alone. For every 2 babies born, 1 dies in an abortion. I think many of these women would have changed their mind if they would have known the exact procedure and some of the side effects and the feelings that they're going to have afterwards. So I'm going to go through that procedure. I'm going to read this word for word because I can't even put it into my own words how this is. In the most common type of abortion, the doctor must first stretch open the cervix using metal rods. This can be extremely painful, so a local or general anesthesia will be needed. After the cervix is stretched open, the doctor inserts a hard plastic tube into the uterus, then connects that tube to a suction machine. The suction pulls the baby's body apart and out of the uterus. The doctor then uses a loop-shaped knife called a curette to scrape the fetus and fetus parts out of the uterus. If the baby is larger, the doctor delivers the baby up to the head. Next, scissors are inserted into the base of the skull to create an opening. A suction catheter is placed in the opening to remove the brain. The skull collapses and the baby is removed. Like I said before, I only wanted to go through that procedure because I really don't believe that anybody could listen to that and still go through with something like that. Now, some of the side effects that women have after an abortion are hemorrhaging, infection, sepsis, anesthesia causing convulsion, heart attacks, and death, damage to the cervix, uterus, bowel, and bladder. And for women that make it through the procedure without any physical side effects, don't feel left out, because there's plenty of mental and emotional problems. Eating disorders, relationship problems, guilt, depression, flashbacks of the abortion, suicidal thoughts, sexual dysfunction, alcohol and drug abuse, anger, shame, loneliness, insomnia, nightmares, low self-esteem, feeling of isolation, rage, repression, denial, unstoppable crying, and anxiety attacks. And unlike the physical pain, these last a lot longer. So the most important thing that I would say to anybody thinking about an abortion is just to think farther ahead than today. Think about tomorrow. It's going to affect your life forever. So, thanks. I hope everybody learned something.